and even earlier, December 2023, mentioning Lashkar and Jaish-e-Mohammed using such fronts.
So the international community, or at least the relevant bodies, were informed.
They certainly had the information, which makes Pakistan's reaction quite telling.
What was their reaction?
Well, the source mentions they pushed the UN Security Council to remove references to TRF from its press statement on the attack around April 25th.
Trying to protect the name.
And
Or obscure the link.
it certainly raises that question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like an attempt to shield TRF, and by extension, perhaps, Lashkar and themselves.
And the investigation into the Pahalgam attack itself, did it firm up the Pakistan link?
Yes. Things like communication intercepts, the fact that TRF's claim was almost immediately amplified by known Lashkar social media handles,
Ah, okay.
plus eyewitness accounts identifying the attackers. It all pointed back.
And this fits into a larger pattern, unfortunately.
It does. The source reminds us of Pakistan's, well, long history of supporting cross-border terrorism against India, its reputation internationally as a safe haven.
Where UN-listed terrorists often seem to operate quite freely.
That's the concern raised. The Sajid Mir case is highlighted as a prime example.
Right, Sajid Mir. Why is that case so significant in this context? Refresh our memory.
Sure. Mir was a key planner for the 2008 Mumbai attacks. Pakistan claimed for years he was dead.
Which turned out not to be true.
Exactly. It was widely seen as a way to mislead bodies like the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force.
The money laundering and terror financing watchdog?
Correct. Being on their gray list has serious economic consequences, so there was immense pressure. When Mir eventually reappeared, it really exposed what looked like a deliberate deception strategy. Placate internationally, but don't actually change the fundamental approach.
So after the Pahalgam attack, India announced some diplomatic measures on April 23rd.
Yes, but the briefing emphasizes the absolute priority was justice for the victims, holding the attackers and planners accountable.
And did Pakistan take any action against the terror groups involved in those 2 weeks?
According to the source, no. No demonstrable steps against the infrastructure on their soil or in POJK. Instead, it was denials, counter-allegations.
Which must have been incredibly frustrating.
And concerning, especially because Indian intelligence, as mentioned, suggested more attacks were likely being planned.
Right, the intelligence indicated an ongoing threat.
Yes, creating a need for, well, both deterrence and possibly preemption.
Which brings us directly to Operation Sindoor.
Exactly. Launched in the early hours of May 7th, between about 1:05 a.m. and 1:30 a.m.
And the stated goal.
Very clearly articulated, to deliver justice for the Pahalgam victims and their families.
But the description of the operation is interesting. It wasn't framed as, say, all-out war.
No, quite the opposite. The terms used were specific. Measured, non-escalatory, proportionate response